Hi, welcome to my reflection video. We are determining the fatty acid methyl ester content of palm oil using gas chromatography and understanding the principle of GC. Let's watch a video together. We begin by listening to a briefing from Dr. Neil, which provided a clear overview of the process. We have read the practical manual beforehand, which allowed us to know exactly what needed to be done. For this practical session, I was the leader. We separate tasks equally at a very fast pace. Junior promptly weighed 10 ml of methanol, which had been prepared by our diligent lab officer using 0.23 g of sodium hydroxide dissolved in 10 ml of methanol. Meanwhile, along with Li Hui, weighed 23 g of palm oil. Li Hui assisted me in filming the process, and we took turns recording each other to ensure a comprehensive video documentation. After combining the two solutions, we took turns stirring the mixture for 10 minutes and put it aside until two layers formed. We then carefully extracted only the upper layer using a micropipette and transferred into a GC vial, adding hexane to the vial as well. Once we completed these steps, we found ourselves as the fifth group in line to use the GC machine, which meant we had to wait for a very long time. We decided to take advantage of this time to have our lunch and then return to the lab to continue with our work. After returning from lunch, Dr. Neil briefed us on how to use the GC machine and allowed us to conduct the experiment, resulting in us obtaining the result. Our level of accomplishment was high as we effectively separated tasks and completed the experiment without any detectable impurities, which Dr. Neil highlighted as a positive outcome. The GC results were clean, indicating that only the fatty acid methyl ester were detected, with no other small particles or impurities present. The team worked cohesively, demonstrating strong organizational skills and effective time management. Despite the clean result, we could not detect caprylic, capric, and lauric acid. According to available information from the internet, palm oil typically does not contain detectable levels of caprylic and capric acid. Additionally, lauric acid, while present in palm oil, exists in very low concentration that might be below the detection limit of our GC method. Additionally, the detection limits of our GC machine might not be sensitive enough to identify such low concentrations. However, we successfully detected myristic, palmitic, stearic, oleic, and linoleic acids. This indicates that our sample preparation and GC analysis were generally effective, but specific adjustment may be needed to identify lower concentrations components. The percentage of FAM composition, the lowest is myristic acid. There is 0.36% of myristic acid in palm oil. It is a relatively small proportion of the total fatty acids. Myristic acid is the saturated fatty acid, which is typically found in smaller amounts in many vegetable oils. The higher is the oleic acid in palm oil. There is 56.38%. It is a dominant fatty acid in the sample, and it is monosaturated fatty acid, which is beneficial for heart health and known to reduce bad cholesterol (LDL) levels. My goal for future lab session is to be the first group to use the machine and is waiting for results as the fifth group took a considerable amount of time. I have already achieved my previous goal reading the lab manual beforehand and being well prepared for the practical session. Moving forward, I plan to improve further by memorizing the procedures and the ingredients used to achieve the expected result. For instance, in gas chromatography, I will make an effort to remember all the parts inside the GC machine and understand how the machine operates. This deeper understanding will help streamline our lab work and ensure we achieve accurate and timely results. The muddiest point in the experiment was the inability to detect caprylic, capric, and lauric acid in the palm oil sample. Despite having a clean GC result with no impurities, these specific fatty acids were not detected. This raises questions about the sensitivity of the GC method used and whether the low concentrations of this fatty acid in palm oil were below the detection limit of the equipment. Understanding why these components were not detected and how to adjust the GC method to identify such low concentration components remains unclear. The most surprising point was the effectiveness of the team in achieving clean GC results, with only the fatty acid methyl ester being detected and no other impurities present. This outcome was notable because it demonstrated the high level of skill and precision with which the experiment was conducted. That's all from me. Thank you.